Think about getting a hold of the K4 GNX. Daniel Gates, he's got a Pilestar auto tuner with the crosshair meter in it.
VA3 KBC. Okay, gentlemen, I have the live stream up and running on YouTube. So we are live Friday night, 8:52 p.m., 35 degrees outside, 73 degrees in the shack here. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Is this like Friday night at the fights, or? No, I was wondering where you went to. I didn't hear you for a while.
Yeah, yeah. I wished I had recorded taped the other night. Rick was in here, N9HLL. We had a really good conversation. Scott, Rick, and I think Mike was in here as well. It was interesting. There was a lot of stuff discussed that was quite interesting. So anyhow, it's up and running. So we'll see how it stays functioning, and if there's no glitches and hiccups and crashes and everything, we should be good for tonight. I have three screens up and running.
Man, DJ, you're going to have a heck of an electric bill.
I got 2 screens up running, amplifier running, rack gear running, Roadcaster Pro running, and got 2 lights on the ceiling fan running back here.
Yeah, that's about the same way here, Richard. A bunch of stuff running, and plus we got Christmas tree lights on, and I shut the ones outside off because it interferes with my receive.
Yeah, look at you, Bill. Almost 30 over up there in Canada.
Oh, I didn't even bring the stream up. I got to bring it up.
Yeah, it looks good. Look at DJ chugging that vodka and water.
No, if that was the case, I'd be on the floor after that first glass. The beauty of SDR radio. Just sit back with the mouse. Where's the camera? There's the mouse. And I can just click here, there, everywhere, and not have to turn knobs and dials and hit buttons and that. Just so comfortable just doing it the way we do it here, guys. VA3 KBC, enjoying a Friday evening.
Well, what are you supposed to be up there as far as weather-wise for Christmas, DJ? Are you going to get any snow or not?
No, it's going to be mild. Possibly rain. Rain tomorrow, I think they're calling for. Generally, middle November, sometimes getting to the 1st of December, we start, it freezes enough, the ground gets frozen, we start getting snow and that. And, but, every year is different, but on the average, that's about when we see it. But from what I see by the 7-day and even the 14-day, no snow, just rain and milder temperatures. But I think once we get a little bit more into January, nighttime temperatures will be freezing, and the daytime won't get much, above freezing. So it'll start to turn once I think 2nd, 3rd, 4th week of January. Then I think that's when we're going to get our cold temperatures and snow.
Yeah, this is about same here, January, about mid-January to, about the 3rd week in February. Sometimes it starts warm, it gets a little bit warmer. March can be pretty bad here sometimes, but usually not. So, we'll see what this year holds for us. K1WIL.
There's one of the skins that Danny made up for me. Andromeda M31.
Oh, that's the one that's loaded right now currently?
Yes. This is what I needed the other monitor for.
Hey DJ, you had, I think didn't you have a telescope, pretty good telescope?
Yeah, I had a 12.5-inch mirrored Dobsonian telescope. So I forget what my eyepieces were. I had Teleview eyepieces. They're top of the line, and it was I forget what power it was. For a Galaxy, you don't need a high power, because the higher power, the more concentrated. Galaxies are wider, bigger, so you don't need anything too powerful. Just something that gives you a lot of light, and that's where the bigger mirrors. So like a 12.5-inch mirror, and the eyepiece that I had, you could see Andromeda M31 really good, and I'll tell you, it put goosebumps on your arms, because to actually see that yourself, not on pictures, and that was really something.
Now on that scope, could you adapt the camera to it? Was there any apparatus where you could put a 35 millimeter camera or anything like that on it?
I had on my other telescope. I couldn't. You can't really do that on a Dobsonian. You need something that's got the clock on it, so you could. So the clock would. You point it towards the North Star. You have to set everything up towards the North Star, and then with the clock, the motor, then as the Earth rotates, your telescope stays on whatever you point it at. So like say Jupiter, I would have it on Jupiter, and you could actually see the moons. And I watched it long enough one night that the one moon went across Jupiter. So that was one of the things that you needed the motor for to do. So then you could have a camera and then have long exposure time to get that shot and not have it move and jiggle in that. But with the Dobsonian, you're actually moving it yourself. They do have motors for them now, but I didn't at the time.
Okay, 1WI Ultra.
And 4 QNT. The DJ, did that flickering thing go away? When I was coming in earlier, I heard something mentioned about the flicker or something with the hertz or the refresh rate.
No, it's still doing it, but it's not doing it on the stream here. I see. So I've got the stream on my one monitor here on the desktop. The other monitor that I got, the new one, the 24-inch, I have OBS up on it running. But that's the one that's going kind of flicker every once in a while. Not that often, but it just does that flicker. But it's not showing up on the stream, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay, well, it certainly looks good on the stream. It looks really good.
Hey DJ, when we were in there before, there was you, myself, and Dominic. And who was the other gentleman in there? I don't think I ever talked to him before.
That's Mike, N08 OBU. He's in Michigan here. He's a friend of mine. He's the one that got me hooked on the Fire Sticks. He sent me a Fire Stick free of charge, and so that got me hooked on the Fire Sticks.
Sorry.
No, that's all good, Mike, because now we got 5 of them. All the TVs got them, and it works great. Now with like that company that we were getting the live streams from, we had Thorium Player, and now we have Zeus. So they keep updating because you start to get some streaming that will buffer, or they don't come up and say that they're having issues. So now this latest one is Zeus.
I'll have to keep an eye out from that. I was just forced to change from carbon to the one that you just mentioned. Sorry, my brain just faded. And it'll be you.
Zeus, yeah. And I have IPTV because we're having so much trouble with, before we went to thorium, it was whatever the other one was, and it was buffering and couldn't get stuff, so I just downloaded IPTV. They had a special on for the year to pay up front for the year, so I did that, and then come to find out that there was an update, so I did that, and then so we're back to using the thorium till now. We use now I got the brain fart, Zeus. But every once in a while we will do IPTV because there's a lot more stuff on there that's not on the other. So we can kind of play around with the different streaming services that we have available.
Hey, Arj, I wanted to ask you, how are you liking that YouTube TV? I was thinking about that. I might have to check it out there. Are you liking it?
Sure do, Bill. I'll tell you, saving some money. The image is excellent. It does 4K if the TV's compatible. It has all the local channels, so everything we're used to watching, CBS, Fox, NBC, and ABC, the locals. And then there's a large array of all these different networks that are integrated into YouTube TV. So, sometimes she likes to go back and watch, the old NCIS and Bones and any show you can think of. It's on these weird channels that I never heard of before. So there's 75 to choose from. And then if you're into football, they offer the NFL package just like DirecTV used to, but now YouTube TV picked that up from the NFL. So now they are the highlighted network to show the games. But it works great, and you can't go wrong. In my opinion, for $75 a month, that's a lot of channels.
Yeah, when I was in the Comcast, I was paying $160 a month just for. And that was a little bit about basic. I think I had maybe HBO or something like that. But then if you don't, it goes for a while. Then they start raising the price. They always do that. I call them complaining, knock the price back down. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what happened with me over the years. I've been with them for 16 years. I was with DirecTV when we first moved here in 2007 is when we got on board. And get the DVR boxes, 3 of them, and had the
wife and I. We dropped our home phone in the hard line, and she was a little skeptical at first. She said, "Well, she didn't have a cell phone at that time." I said, "Well, I'll get you a cell phone," and I said, "After it's gone, you're never going to miss it." And she just said the other day, she said, "Yeah, that was the best thing we ever done." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You can text, you can get a hold of your family, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about the hard line in the house or anything." So, with just her and I on there, on my, we got, I think it's Verizon. Yeah, Verizon. Just her and I. It's not that bad. I mean, a month, and we got full internet and everything on there. So, with the cost of the home line, we're still paying under what I paid for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it seems like that transition happened years and years ago. A lot of people cut the wire, and it just goes cellular only. But I guess it's okay. I mean, they say in the event of an emergency, if something happens with the cellular, there's a chance that the landline would still work, believe it or not. You get a dial tone and maybe make a call, like an emergency situation, but I don't know. I think, or if they have to find you, just say you dial 911, you come right up, right? Your address, it links right to your house via that landline. Now with cellular, I don't know if that's the case. If you dial 911 and something happens in the interim of you're on the phone, but now you're not on the phone, but it's still an open line, I mean, they're only going to see where the cellular signal's coming from. They're not going to know that it's that exact address. So there is some benefits to a landline in the event of a big emergency, but, you know, we know the chances are, right? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know we had that, 9/11 address change, and I don't know if everybody went through that or not, but we did. All that stuff was supposed to be, when they did that, they were supposed to be logged, for the homes and stuff like that. So, they sort of use a GPS type thing. So I guess that's how they're doing it.
Oh, okay. So maybe, see, I'm hearing stuff that might be from years ago. Now, since then, they probably, I guess you could register your cell number with 911, I guess, right? And that number is attached to your address. Okay, that makes sense.
Look at that DJ. He's putting up all them pictures of Northern Lights and camping out. Man, you can't beat that.
Yeah, it looks like a screen, wallpaper.
Well, you watch that DJ, man. He's combing that screen. He's looking at all of them. Look at him.
A damn overachiever. Just say it the way it is.
His head's moving around there. Geez, I could hardly see him. He was like a blur. The DJ, he's like a mad scientist now with all those screens up.
How do you like this one?
Oh, that's a farmer running Thetis.
Hey, I like his John Deere tractors.
Looks like a hot rod.
Tell him, DJ, make ours green.
There you go, the X9 1100. There's $1 million some dollar combine.
Wow. Yeah, today was the day for the Dodge Challenger. The last couple of them came off the line at 9:30 in the morning.
So they're done making the Challenger now?
Yeah, from what I understand, that Dodge, the Dodge Challenger. I know there's different levels, different series, the Hellcat, all those. They had a whole different lineup. Good, better, best, I guess you could say. But yeah, I wonder what the deal is. I wonder what the reason for them to start, to deplete that from their lineup.
Because they're supposed to go EV, but that's not going to happen because nobody wants the EVs.
I think it was Pontiac years ago that did away. They finalized the Firebird or something, or the Trans Am, and then they finally, I think they just recently came back with them.
Yeah, I thought GM was going to cut the Camaro out too. I've seen some stuff about them, not running the Camaro anymore in their line. You wouldn't think so, because that's probably one of their better sellers. It's like Ford with their Mustang or whatever. But man, they sold a ton of those things.
The high performance old nostalgia cars, the Camaros, the Mustangs, all that, those are very popular and they sell quite well. But the government's pushing the automakers to come out with EVs. And nobody wants the EVs, so Ford's got tons of these trucks that are sitting in the yard. A lot of the Buick, they have a bunch. The Buick car dealerships are getting taking their buyouts because they don't want to gear up to do the repairs on any of these EVs. And anybody that's got the EVs, the batteries cost more than what the cars are. So the idea that they are going to be having all these EVs in 10, 15 years, the power grid, there's nothing that can withstand having 3 or 4 on one street, let alone 15 or 20. So yeah, it's a fallacy that the government's trying to push the automakers into building these EVs because they think the public is going to go for them. But whenever the government gets involved in anything, it turns to shit.
N4 QNG.
MK1WIL. Yeah, I'll tell you. I was just shopping around looking for vehicles and stuff. I can't believe the price of a used vehicle. And I'm talking about like a 2018 or 19. I cannot. You might as well buy a brand new vehicle for what they're getting for these used vehicles. They're totally insane.
Yep. That was the big pandemic reset. Everything shot up by design. It's a real shame what happened to the not only other industries, but the auto industry, for them to miraculously out of nowhere shoot the prices up.
Everything took a hit. The restaurants, small businesses, the only ones that fared well are the Walmarts and the Costco's and the Home Depots and Lowe's and all that. But the small mom and pop stores, they're the ones that took the real hits.
Well, another thing too, you look at the trade-in value for your vehicle. They don't want to give you hardly anything for it. It's just crazy. But you'll trade it in and they'll clean it up and set it out in a lot for like 3 times of what they wanted to give you for it.
Well, I guess what happened was, brand new vehicles with now the high interest rate. They don't offer the great interest rate deals like they used to. Now they're, 6 point something, 8 point something. And then, of course, these these little vehicles now with 48 grand, kind of like a basic car. And it's just crazy. So now that just drove up the used car market. It's become more of a commodity. So people that used to buy new, they figured, okay, I'll go a couple of years old and save a few grand. And that's not the case. I'll tell you, they marked this up. They marked this stuff so high now. Used cars, like you said, a 2019, 2020, even a little first car for a kid, in school. I mean, they used to be 12, 13 grand. You can't touch anything now for like 17 or more.
And the other thing, the insurance companies don't want to insure those EVs because of the cost. They start fires and that. So there's a lot of things that people aren't aware of that are a real detriment to owning an EV.
Well, I've seen some of those, what you're talking about, DJ. They'll insure them, but you can't put them inside your garage. You have to keep them out, in the driveway, just for the fact if they catch on fire, you have a better chance of, not burning the house down if they're outside. I think Dominic, he might be washing dishes right now. He should be finished up there, and he probably got the apron on. He's probably standing in front of the sink.
Kilo 4 Papa India.
Kilo India 4 Papa India.
Yeah, Dominic, I think he's gone for dinner. I think Dominic's gone for dinner.
W4 dealer.
There he is.
Hey, I'm back. Hey, Roger. Pretty good. You?
Okay.
No, not bad. I got a couple on. I tried a few times, but nobody's around when I tried to check in about my kind of car there with you guys. I'm going to find another radio show or something. So, thank you for the message you sent on Facebook. Appreciate it. Roger, no problem. Yeah, no, she works late. When her schedule flips back and forth, she's on a late schedule, so she gets home late, we eat late. And so I haven't been on the radio much. Yeah, I don't work on the way from New York there. He's up there by just south of Baltimore, about a half hour. Yeah, about a half hour ago he sent me a message. I gotta read it.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll get a glass of water here. K1WIL to 20.
All right, you too. Merry Christmas. And Bill, you getting water?
Yeah, I'm going to grab a glass of water here. I'll be right back. K1WIL 20.
All right. Yeah, you're a little doubling with Bill there, but that's all right, Roger. I heard both of you. All right, W4 dealer.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, Roger. KG4 WQQ.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just got back in here. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Roger, and good luck with the new employment opportunity from N4 QNT.
Yeah, we got about Greensboro, North Carolina is a company there. Yeah, they're off the highway in Greensboro.
Oh yeah, I know what that is. Finish up dinner, Dom. After 20 and 4 QA2.
It's a half hour ago, he was still driving on I-95.
Yeah, the worst part of that drive is going to be Baltimore. Oh, that's an atrocious thoroughfare going through, on 95 going through Baltimore. Oh.
When we went down to Florida Art, we take 75, and Atlanta, Georgia was the worst.
Well, you can go around Atlanta, or you can go through Atlanta on the interstate. If you go around it, that's where most of the trucks go that are driving through, and most people that drive through take the path around it, and that saves a lot of hassle. Go ahead, Roger. I told Mike that he should run up the road to Glen, Virginia, jump off exit 104, and run 206 over 301, up to a Waldorf on the 50 over the Bay Bridge, on the 301 back from the Delaware. He saved himself time instead of running through DC and Baltimore traffic.
not sure which way he went. Oh, wait a minute. I think we could track him with that, what you call it, APRS. Let me bring that map up.
Now, you were on 95. You were on 95.
You guys doing park on the air activation, stuff like that, I guess. So,
Yeah.
The dish is pointing straight up.
Well, they do have as an option the NFL Sunday ticket.
How shall we say, a legend in our own minds.
puis de l'autre côté, ben là, c'est des champs agricoles. Là.
Year?
Yeah, but that cranks your pound all that.
Yeah, users are pretty simple.
You know, I can't find
Places.
Ohio.
Ohio.
What's the difference?
Well, 11 meters is better.
There's nothing wrong with being retarded.
So cables going up to the parachute?
Thin the oil out a little bit.
Light.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, we're here in Seymour.
What's it called? APS, Alpha Papa Sierra?
Alpha Papa Sierra. APRS. Alpha Papa Romeo Sierra.
Yeah, I just put the link up on Rumble.
We used to run that back when I was running 2 meters. We used to run at APRS.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's already through Baltimore.
When I was running 2 meters, we used to run at APRS.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's okay.
Yeah. I got the one that was 3 seconds old when I pulled his call sign up. I figured that's the one he's on. And it says also KG2ML on YouTube mobile. I don't know if I didn't think he said he had a camera there, but this is tracking him. He's just outside of Baltimore. Did you get it, Art?
I see he's coming up to Aberdeen.
Yeah, that's it. Bill, did you pull it up?
Yeah, I got it.
DJ, who else is in here? Richard, you guys all pull it up?
No, I haven't because I'm running the monitors here.
Don't worry about him.
Well, it's kind of like a NASA ground control station here. I got 3 monitors, a radio, amplifier, tuner, 2-meter rig, all the bells and whistles. Check my cell phone for you guys texting me.
Hey, I wonder if you could change this, yeah, you could change it to satellite.
I like his car. Looks like a Flintstone car.
I know. Wait, Mike just sent me another voice text. I gotta look through this.
So how do you get that, Dominic? What's he logged into?
Oh, in his vehicle, his radio has the ability to transmit a little packet first, and as it's going down the road, it just beacons like that. Now, there's guys that have stations set up at their houses that does this kind of stuff, automatic positioning, whatever they call it. It's APRIS is what it is. And they have their relays going, so those relays pick up those beacons, and it puts it on the map. It knows the location because the vehicle is putting out its coordinates. You see, like Roger said, if you put his call sign in, and you put in that box, in the track box, it'll show you a list, and you look at the most recent one, and that'll show you where his truck is at.
Yeah, I see that up top right, track call sign.
Right, so you put somebody's call sign in there, Mike's call sign in there. There's a way. Oh, yeah, there it is. It says show all there. If you do that, you'll see airplanes, buses, trains, all kinds of stuff. And you have to click off of that to get rid of all of that. But you'll see everything that's being tracked, and even the tracking stations, I think.
Oh, man.
You can actually, like jet flights and stuff, if you know the flight number now, you can track those too.
Well,
yeah.
Flight Radar 24 does that.
Well, this is the system they use. They're using this kind of data.
It must, it just jumped there, so it must refresh every minute or two.
Yeah, you can set the refresh rate. I got an APRS node on my tower. Actually, our group has them statewide.
So you're being followed.
Funny part is I gave up my APRS radio about 15 years ago, but the node's still on the tower. It's on an antenna at 180 feet, so it covers pretty good.
180 feet wood.
Yeah, and really, it doesn't have, it just depends on, when a vehicle gets in range of that antenna, it puts its position out, and then it gets relayed. So, it's like long range is not as important as how many of these stations are running it.
Yeah, some of the digipeters repeat them to other digipeters, and some of them dump them on the internet.
Right.
So it's a special 2-meter or HF radio?
2 meter.
Yeah, 2 meters. I think it uses like a 70 centimeter backbone, for transfer from one station to another.
So my Yaesu 2-meter wouldn't work.
Sure it would. Oh well, you have to be able. I guess with software, I don't know if do they have software for that?
It's the FT. I have the FT 1900 and the FT 2900.
That my Kenwood 700 mobile radio would do it. Actually, I had the stuff set up, and I even had a keyboard in the car where I could send messages back and forth via that way.
Yeah, so I think it might be software you could do with the regular 2-meter radio DJ, or a lot of the radios have this aprons built in and a way of hooking a GPS up to the radio or GPS port.
Yeah, I have the FT 1900 and FT 2900. I've got I guess that's 1900 I have in the shack here.
Right. DJ, does the one you just described, can you hook a GPS to it?
I don't know.
All right. Well, some of them have it. You just got to hook the antenna up. Some of them you can put a GPS on it. And I don't think it's absolutely necessary because you could still report. But if you're stationary, it doesn't really pay. You could be a repeater, you know what I mean, where you pick up passing vehicles and then you put it something on the internet, the locations. You could do something like that.
Hey DJ, does your radios have echo link in them?
I got the manual here, so I'm just looking.
Yeah, my Yaesu I got on my vehicle right now, it'll do. I think it's if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 7900, and then I have a Yaesu 400D. It'll do the same thing.
Has internet connection feature, SRG and FRG.
Hey, on that APRIS program, it says you could track in street, and it has the map like half of the screen up from the bottom, and then the top half, the street view looking like out the windshield. Every time it'll update, it'll jump from here to wherever.
Hey, Mike.
And 4 QNT at the bottom.
W4 dealer.
Yeah, WIL.
Okay, 1WIL.
Hey, you can also check the beacon on your car, like I said on my phone. 10 seconds, all of it, 5 minutes. Beacon will show exactly where you are, like every 30 seconds. I think it might be coming up with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Mike, you're talking about the street view. Back in October, I seen the Google Street View car go by, and our street goes to a dead end. It ends up at the lake there. So I knew he had to come back, so I ran and got my cell phone, and I went and sat at the end of our driveway. I've got 2 big rocks there I brought from the farm. So I was sitting on it, and I was waiting, and then I finally seen him coming towards us. So I had my cell phone camera going. As he went by, I waved. So I think it was this is October, so I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago now. I checked, and sure enough, on my QRZ page, when you go to my QRZ page, go to detail, and then go to the map, and then bring up the satellite view, and then bring the little man and put it on the street, and you can go down my street, and there's one clip that I'm not there, but when you're right in front of the driveway, there I am sitting on the rock, and you'll see my red cell phone camera, or my red cell phone. But so that was, I don't know what the odds are of that, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I got them. They came by here after I had gotten decks, because we didn't have a street view on just this little section of our road for some reason. And me and Dex were outside. I was on the porch. You couldn't see me, but you could see Dex. He was laying down at the bottom of the stairs off on one side, just laying there, and the street view shows that. I was like, wow, they came by recently. And I had to be out there. If he was out there, I was out there.
Yeah, there's one frame just a little bit down the street, maybe 15 feet, 10, 15, 20 feet, that I'm not in the picture, and the tree doesn't look right. You can see the part of the tree trunk and then the tree next to that. And then you go to, when you click on the arrows there, then it jumps that next frame, and there I am. And prior to that, you jump back down the street, and you can still see me with my arm up waving. But as he came by, my arm was already down. But I think Art and I were talking about that. He was saying, he says, man, they got a good camera, because he could count the spreaders on my 160 meter doublet, the ladder line in the backyard.
Oh, wow.
Well, hey guys, I think I'm going to pull the plug for this evening. Nice chatting with everybody, and hopefully we'll get to do it tomorrow sometime. With that being said, have a good evening, and I'll catch you guys later. K1WIL.
All right, good night, Bill.
Good night, Bill.
Have a great night, Bill. Hand it over to you.
7-3. Have a good night, Bill. Hopefully catch you in the morning.
He's pretty consistent at 64 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's probably just the flow of traffic right now.
39 degrees. What's in here? We are at, we're at 42, so that's probably about right.
I have 35.
Breaking news from the Irish Star, whoever the hell they are. UFOs tracked by UK missile base with military experts baffled by unknown object. You know, I believe...
Good, maybe they'll take Bill.
Oops.
I think I'm going to be the next one to drop out here. I'm starting to get the heavy head here, so start my weekend. I'm off, and I'll be on in the morning, guys. So 7-3, we'll catch up and to work QNT.
Because we just doubled, I was asking you if you're on.
Yeah, I am, and I'm going to sleep.
All right, man, later.
Good night, Arthur.
Yeah, don't let the bed bugs bite.
All right, 7-3.
My eyes are starting to get heavy too. I didn't have my afternoon siesta. So I think I'm going to pull the plug here as well, end the stream, and get everything all put away. And I'll leave the frequency in place so for tomorrow morning I can fire up and we'll be all ready to rock and roll, as they say.
All right, TJ, you have a good night. And I'm going to hang on here a little bit. I haven't been on the computer and I got all these emails I want to attend to.
Hey, I'm just wasting oxygen until the boss gets home. Have a great night, DJ.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us again, Mike. You're welcome anytime. Dominic, have a good night. Anybody else out there listening in the RF land? 7-3. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. I'm going to end the stream. And as always, live long and prosper.
Flea power, huh?
Yep, flea power.
You sound good over here at 30 over 80 ABB.